Hi folks, it's me Michaela and welcome back to my channel. I am here today to do a little intro because something very exciting is going to be happening later today. And that is going to be that I am redoing, upgrading my library. Not really my library is one shelf right now, so my bookshelves. In case you can't tell, at the current moment I don't have enough shelves because obviously I do not have too many books. That is never the answer. And I'm also a little knickknack on your shelf kind of person. And at this point, I'm running out of room for my favorite knickknacks to be on my shelf with the books. I have like this pile of books that I haven't even attempted to fit into the shelves because I would have to just completely rearrange it anyway, and then I wouldn't like it because all of my genre organization would be messed up for sure if I tried to fit these books in. So I did a thing and I bought two new shelves. So I bought two shelves in the Billy bookcase shelves from IKEA, but I got them in the walnut finish because I've never actually been a fan of the white bookcases like in my life. Other people have them, you love them, that's great. Me personally, not a huge fan of the white, but I got the white because at the time that I got the white bookcase, the walnut one didn't exist. There was only like the pine wood option and I did not like that one. And then the other option was black, which I really didn't want, and the white was $10 cheaper. And I was just out of university, so I was like, I can save $10 and I get the white bookcase. Might as well do that because I also don't like black, and the black was $100. I got the $90 white bookcase to hold my books. But now, it's a few years later, I am a fully employed adult. I am doing a little upgrade. So this is going to be the last time that you see the white shelf. I'm going to come back once my new shelves are here and they're built. Then we can go through the fun of reorganizing and redoing my whole library. So that's pretty fun. I'm really excited about it. I don't know if you are excited about it because I don't know why you would be excited about my books, but hopefully it's fun for you to watch because I always love watching people like redoing their shelves and like reorganizing books. I don't know, it's like a type of video that's very satisfying, I guess is the right word to me. So I'm really excited. I'll see you when the new shelves have arrived and they're in place, and it's gonna be great. Okay, now I have to go to that job that I need to pay for them. Bye. Everybody say hello to the new bookshelves. I love them. They're like exactly what I was wanting, and they warm up the space so much more with the nice brown wood. And I actually really feel like the books pop more on this than on the white shelf. If you're wondering where the white shelf is, it's definitely not sitting empty in another corner of my apartment. I have no idea what you're talking about. But that bookcase is old news. I'll get rid of it eventually. Like somebody on Facebook Marketplace will want that at some point once I get the energy to post it on Facebook Marketplace. But that is not the point. The point right now is that I have two bookcases, two new, beautiful walnut finish, but not actually walnut because hello, IKEA, and also like I don't have that kind of budget. Bookcases, and they're stunning. They're gorgeous. I love them. I'm obsessed. I'm so glad I forced myself to press that purchase button online. There's nothing that stresses me out more than pressing like the pay now button on like any purchase that's more than like $100. There's just something in my brain that's like, don't do it. Even if it's something I need, I'm like, don't do it. Anyway, now that like the bookshelves are set up, I can begin the process of organizing the bookshelves and my books and putting them on the shelves, because obviously all of my books right now are on this one shelf, and that's just because like I built this shelf and then put it next to where my old shelf was, and then took all the books off this shelf to put it on this shelf before I moved the old shelf to build the second new shelf. So like just all the books are here right now. I slapped them on there carefully, gently, because I love them. I didn't throw books around, but like, you know, I moved them with great haste over to this bookcase. But obviously the books are going to be on both. I'm not crazy. The chair will also be coming back. The chair will stay here where I usually have my chair, and that is like for two reasons. One, because I like my chair and I need it here, and two, because my plan is to make this shelf and also potentially this shelf kind of like, you don't see that? You're not looking over here. Why are you looking over here? Don't look over here. There's a chair in front of here. You can't see this kind of shelves, you know? Like, I don't want to say junk shelves, because it's not going to be junk. I have stuff that's like I need to keep and is kind of important that I want to put here. It's just that like they're not pretty books. So like I don't want them on display. So they're going to go here, and then the chair is going to go here. And then that's nobody's problem anymore. Out of sight, out of mind until I need it. So I'm going to, in general, keep my old way of organizing my books, which is unnecessarily complicated, but makes sense in my brain. And that is to organize alphabetically by either title or series name. Like I'm not going to split up a series because the titles aren't in alphabetical order. You know, so it'll go alphabetically by series or title within alphabetical author last name within historical time period. I know, within age range. So whether it's like young adult or adult, within genre. Is that crazy? Yes. Do I think like I could maybe get rid of the historical time period portion of the organization? Maybe, like I might do that because that feels a tad excessive. Right? Like that feels a little excessive. Perhaps. So my plan is to keep that kind of organization, but obviously it's going to be like spread out more so I have more room for my books to breathe and for my knickknacks to be like incorporated with my books instead of like my old bookshelf was really at the point where like my knickknacks were just like in front of my books because it's like there's nowhere else to put them. And then I'm like, my books are being covered. And then my books were being just stacked wherever they could fit and I wasn't having it. It was not making my dreams come true in terms of bookcases. So the plan is obviously they're going to have a lot more space to breathe and I'm going to have space to add more books. I'm not planning to have to upgrade my shelves for many moons. I thought about just getting like the half bookcases, you know, like the skinny ones, but then I was like, girl, if you do that, you're going to want to get another one soon. So like just get the full bookcase, accept your fate. It's probably going to look a little empty for a little while, but that's okay because you want to have space. I'd rather have space than no space. So my thought also is to like run across the shelves instead of down. So like once I fill the top shelf of the right bookcase, my right, your left. Once I finish the top shelf of like this bookcase, then it'll move over to the top shelf of this bookcase and not like down and then up to the top again. Like it's gonna go whew, like long shelves. That's my thought process. Because then I was thinking I could have classic historical and then general fiction and like my middle grade young adult fantasy. You know, like I feel like it would flow better that way. So like that's what I'm gonna do. So the one other thing that I have to do, I don't like have to do it, but I want to do it, and this feels like the best time to do it, is that, hold on, just back to the floor. I feel like this is gonna be a weird shot, but I just like don't want to stand up. I got a book embosser for Christmas. This doesn't look like, it's like in a little case, it's really cute, but I got a book embosser for Christmas. It says from the library of me. Obviously it has my name. That's what it says on it. And so I want to emboss all of the books that I own and have read and will be keeping. And since I'm going to be moving all of my books, it seems like the best time to be doing that because, you know, like I'm already going to be going through all my books. So I might as well emboss them while I'm at it. That is the plan of action. I have a cup of tea. I have the excitement of new things. And I have books. I have an embosser. Like, I think that's all I need in my life. So I think I'll start by taking all the books down, embossing the ones I want to emboss, and then like putting them in piles. And then I'll put them on the shelves and we'll see where things go. Okay? That's just what we're going to do. That's the plan of action. Okay? Let's do it. Welcome back. I had to take a break because my hands really hurt. Do not recommend embossing like 80 books in a row. Like, don't do it. Just don't do it. As you saw, I did emboss all of my books, and then I have now put them into piles. Didn't record that because honestly, like, there's only so much time-lapse footage of me just moving books around that you want to watch, including myself. I'm included in that. Like, I don't want to watch that many time-lapse clips of me moving books. I'm currently surrounded by books. I don't know how much of it you can see, but it's not that important because what is important is the shelves. I've moved like all of my knickknackage to these shelves so that it's not in the way while I'm starting the process, and then I'll be using the knickknackage while I'm decorating the books on the shelves. So I'll deal with this when I get to it. It's kind of the plan. I did end up deciding to just axe the historical time period portion of my organizing. So it will be book or series title alphabetically, inside author last name alphabetically, inside age range, inside genre. That's what we're going with. And like the idea, my one nonfiction, books that don't really have a category, like I have like one book of poetry and I have like a literal children's book from like when I was like 5, so like where else do I put that? And classics, and that's going to go on this shelf. I don't have like too many of those, so there's also going to be a fair amount of knicky-knack things up here, I believe. Then this shelf is going to be my general fiction. Then this is going to be fantasy, middle grade, and YA, though I might have to it might go over. So like this is going to be fantasy in general, and it's going to go middle grade YA, and I assume YA is probably going to sneak over into this one, and then adult, and then perhaps my one science fiction book might be on this shelf if there's room. If not, the one science fiction book is going to be down here, but I think it'd fit better if I can fit it onto the fantasy shelf. Okay, then I'm going to do mystery and thriller, and then I'm going to have... Do I have enough books? Yeah, I have enough books for that. Or am I going to have to... Honestly, fantasy might come down to a third shelf. We'll see. So it might end up being fantasy all the way here because I forgot about all the Brandon Sanderson books in my adult fantasy. So I actually have more adult fantasy than I thought. And then this shelf will be my mystery thriller shelf because I don't have a ton of those. And then here and here is going to be romance. Then I think that's like the end of my book. So at that point, like down here, then it's going to be like my singing reference books, my puzzles, and then I also have a bunch of binders that are in another unit that I'm going to be moving on to this bottom shelf. That's the plan of action. Let's get into action, I guess. You're going to watch me be short and struggle for a little bit. Could I get a stool? Sure. Am I going to? No, that is way too much effort. I'm going to put the mic down. If I have anything to say, I'll pick it back up, but that's kind of... Let's put books on the shelves. Dune isn't making it onto the fantasy shelf, and I'm kind of upset about that. It's gonna have to go on this one. I'm just gonna have to get more sci-fi. Like, that's what I'm gonna have to do. I just remembered that I'm doing a reread of Cruel Prince, so this is also going to have to fit on the shelf. I'll figure that out later. I'm reading that book, so it's not on the shelf yet. That's fine. I'm fine. I'm totally fine. Totally cool. Binders of things that I need to keep, but I don't use that often. So they're all just hanging out, and I'm just gonna put them all on this shelf down here. Like I said, I'm going to have my chair moved back over here, which means that nobody will be able to see these nasty old binders when my chair is here. Some of these are like empty. Why do I still have empty? I mean, like, you never know when you're gonna need a binder, but also, like, why do I just have empty binders? I finished with school like 3 years ago. Just shove all these here. And then this is just kind of like miscellaneous stuff. This is some, like, I have some coloring books and stuff. I haven't really done anything with them in ages, but I don't want to get rid of them either, because it's like, what if I want to color one day? I need a coloring book and coloring leads. I think this is going to be the new look for the time being. I might move things around. Like, the farther I got down, the more I realized that I was kind of decorating these in a way where it was like, I thought I had more books, and then I was like, oh, I could actually make more space, which is why, like, my romance shelves are like spaced like this. So we'll see. I might do some more little tweaks of things here and there. Oh my god, I should put my embosser on my shelf. Yeah, so I might like tweak a few things and move it around, but this is the general idea of what it's going to be. I'm gonna make like a different video once I've kind of settled into what I want to do here, of like a bookshelf tour new for the new shelves in the new year. So, you know, keep an eye out for that. It's coming your way. But I do want to kind of like live with these shelves for a little bit and like figure out if I want to change anything before I do like a bookshelf tour. I definitely have like lots of space to like grow with these shelves. I'm definitely like nowhere close to overflowing now that I have two, which is exactly what I wanted. I could have just like completely stuffed my one old shelf full and like overflowing before upgrading to having the two shelves, but I just like didn't want to do that because it stresses me out to have stuff be that jam-packed all the time. Yeah, like these are the shelves. I love them. Like I said, I think I'm probably gonna change some things. Maybe I should put this card over where Seymour is. Seymour is the monkey, and then move him onto the inheritance games maybe, because I feel like that might balance this shelf out a bit, or move like the mystery thrillers that way and then have the empty space here instead of here, because I don't really like that the empty space is here. Anyway, these are all things that I'm gonna figure out through living, through passing the shelves and then changing things as I want, you know? So this is gonna be where I'm ending the video. I hope you had fun. I did. If you like the video, make sure to give it a like, give it a little thumbs up. Happen like me, consider subscribing. I'd be happy to have you. Do let me know, how do you like to organize your bookshelves? Do you have some extremely unnecessarily complex manner of doing it like I do? Do you just do alphabetical? Do you do by vibe? Do you do by color? Do you by genre? I feel like there's so many options, and I would love to know how you do yours, because I just really enjoy organizing. I find this is what works best for like how my brain works for when I want to find a book. You know, I'm like, ooh, I want romance, I want a fantasy, and then I can like find it more easily in this way, versus I find if I like just did it fully alphabetical by author last name, like books would be all over the place. It would not be grouped enough for my brain to find happiness in that. So I'm gonna leave you here and then go enjoy my new little bookshelves. Bring my chair back over to hide this monstrosity that's happening down here, okay? We're just gonna pretend the bottom 2 shelves are like not really happening at the moment. Okay, cool. Thanks for agreeing with me on that. And with that, I hope you're having a wonderful day today, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.